Follow me, set me free, trust me, and we will escape from the city. Those are the first lyrics of the chorus of the song Escape from the City, the music from the first level of 2001's Sonic Adventure 2. The context of the level is that Sonic the Hedgehog here has been falsely accused of causing all sorts of mischief, mayhem, and malarkey, so the military organization called the Guardian Units of Nations, aka GUN, arrest and capture Sonic. However, Sonic breaks free and ends up in a city where he has to escape from the pursuit of Gun. Simple enough, right? Well, what if I told you that Gun isn't the only reason why Sonic would want to escape from the city? Obviously, this city has a military force that literally does not care about the safety of its civilians, considering they have no problem sending a 500-ton truck to roll down the street, blasting through all the cars in its way just to capture Sonic. We have no confirmation that there were any casualties, but come on, what are the odds that there wasn't a single person in the dozens of cars that got ran through? But here's the thing, I'm not really interested in talking about Gun because how inept they are is kind of an issue that the series already tackles quite a bit, and it's something plenty of other people have commented on. What I want to talk about is the overlooked and sneakily sinister reason why City Escape is quite possibly a dystopia on Earth, and that issue is advertising. Now, advertising is quite common in the modern world. Heck, you may have even watched an ad on this video. Sorry about that, but hey, money makes the world go round. In any case, we've all kind of become desensitized to it all. Well, I'm here to tell you that the city in City Escape is an advertising nightmare. You can't go 10 seconds without seeing an ad for some company. There's a soda brand called Chaos Cola with a pretty forgettable tagline, "Here we go." I'm guessing this soda brand is the City Escape equivalent of Coca-Cola, especially because of the red and white color scheme. There's an advertisement for this burger called Sub Burger, which I'm not quite sure why it's called that. Is it a burger with the contents of a cheesesteak sub inside or something? Considering there's a little graphic that says new, I'd imagine this is some shameless promotional stunt to make a viral food product like the KFC chicken and donut sandwich. A pretty cool ad is this one for Nights the Hotel, which they describe as the Dream Resort. Nights from the 1996 Sega Saturn game Nights into Dreams is actually a character in the Sonic franchise. Nights even has their own pinball table in Casinopolis in Station Square from Sonic Adventure 1, so I guess they do have a bit of a popular brand. Another ad is this one for the Gun military. Well, I say one, but there's like a whole bunch of these things plastered on this one wall. I think you'd have a better shot recruiting soldiers if you spread them out a little bit. Oh, and also if you didn't run down your civilians. One of the oddest advertisements is for this thing called the 10th Item Box Expo. Apparently in the City Escape City, there's a rabid fan base specifically for item boxes. So much so that they've got a whole convention for it. Their motto is, "You can touch future." I think there's a "the" missing in there somewhere. Actually, the bad English just made me realize something. Maybe this isn't the 10th Expo celebrating all item boxes in general. Maybe this is an expo specifically for item boxes with 10 rings inside of them. Would you get burned alive by the fanbase if you decided to cosplay as an item box with 5 rings in it? I'm sure they'd throw a fit if you decided to cosplay as an item box with 20 rings on it. That must be heresy of the highest degree. An interesting ad is for this thing called the Digital Choke. It looks like some kind of smartphone. I guess it'd probably be more time accurate to call it some sort of PDA, but the name, while kinky, isn't what's most exciting about this product. It's the fact that the Digital Choke has 64 gigabytes of RAM. Now, if you're not into computers, 64 gigabytes of RAM is absolutely insane even today. That is overkill even for top-of-the-line PCs. So 64 gigabytes back in 2001 would have been astronomically high. Heck, even 1 gigabyte back in 2001 was very impressive. The processor speed of 1024 megahertz isn't anywhere near as impressive today, but back in 2001, it was quite good. That's enough nerd talk. Let's talk about addiction. There's an advertisement for Sonic Adventure 2 in Sonic Adventure 2 that reads, "Playing SA2 is habit forming. Don't turn off." You know how Nintendo does that thing in their games where they tell you to go take a break from the game and do something else? Screw that. We want you to be addicted to Sonic. There's another fourth wall breaking advertisement, but this one is for Sonic Team, the developers of Sonic Adventure 2. In universe, I think it's probably just a poster of Sonic himself, which just kind of highlights how popular this guy was. Another interesting fourth wall breaking advertisement is this one for Soap Shoes. This ad is only in the older releases of Sonic Adventure 2. You won't get this if you're playing the HD version. Soap Shoes were a real-life brand of grinding shoes that were apparently something of a fad in the 90s and early 2000s. Nowadays, they're owned by Heelys, which is pretty fitting, honestly. Unfortunately, they haven't really done much with the soap brand lately. The soap shoes have something of a cult following in the Sonic fanbase, mostly because Sonic wears them in this game instead of his normal red and white sneakers. That literally makes Sonic a walking advertisement. Most likely because the deal ended, the soap shoes advertisements were included in the HD version, although they did include the soap shoes as free DLC clothing for Sonic and Sonic Frontiers. However, they aren't called the soap shoes, they're just called the Sonic Adventure 2 shoes. We're almost done with the ads here, but fortunately I saved the best ones for last. First, let's talk about Chow in Space 2. There are multiple ads for what looks to be a film called Chow in Space 2, which I'm guessing is a sequel to Chow in Space 1. It says that this is the 2-disc special edition that's supposedly coming soon. All of this leads me to believe that this is a movie that's already been released in theaters, but there are plans to release a special version, maybe with added features like director's commentary or behind the scenes footage. Though, actually, maybe this is a straight to DVD movie. You know, those low quality sequels to popular movies made to make a quick buck, like Mulan 2, The Little Mermaid 2, Cinderella 2, Dreams Come True. Hey, wait, is that a Sonic reference? Considering it got a sequel, I would imagine Chow in Space 1 did pretty well at the box office. But enough playing around. It's time to talk about the reason why I made this video. There's an advertisement for what looks to be a movie called Planet of the Chaos. Or maybe it's Planet of the Chows. For those who don't know, there are these creatures in Sonic called Chow that are kind of like these little mascot characters. There's an ancient mutated Chow called Chaos, a water monster who served as an antagonist in Sonic Adventure 1. Chaos, while not being evil by nature, did do something pretty unfortunate, and that thing is... Station Square was completely flooded, and I'm positive at bare minimum a few thousand people died. They don't outright say that people in Station Square died, but look at this! You could see people in the streets as the place is getting leveled. Now, there's no explicit Sonic timeline with dates and years for everything, so we don't specifically know how long it's been between Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. It doesn't help that character ages are not consistent at all, and Sega has even stopped referencing character ages over the years. But at least for me, I don't imagine it's been that long since Adventure 1 happened. Taking a monster that recently caused a national tragedy like an entire city being wrecked and putting it into what looks like a cheesy sci-fi action movie is insanely tasteless. Like a documentary or a serious drama, I can understand that. But this looks like a Star Wars movie. What really makes the whole situation of the advertisements in the City Escape cities so terrible is the fact that there are ads everywhere. Chaos Cola has an especially aggressive marketing campaign. I counted 20 different ad posters for their brand all in this one level, and some of them were literally right next to one another. I guess every cubic foot has to have some Chaos Cola marketing. If all of these ads were from different companies, I don't think I'd be as annoyed by this, but it's the same ones constantly. It makes you think that City Escape City is just this city of monopolies where one brand controls each market. Chaos Cola is the only soda in town. Knights is the only hotel here. The only shoes you can get are the soap shoes that you grind with. I enjoy a Coca-Cola as much as the next guy, but there has to be room for Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, Dr. Perky, Dr. Thunder, and everybody else with a doctorate degree. I guess other brands could exist in City Escape, but maybe they just don't market their products as much, whether it's due to a lack of funds or a lack of a need for advertising. My point is, there's too many ads in this dang city. That's all I really have to say though, so video over. Except not really, because now that we're done with the main portion of the video, let's talk about a few advertisements in City Escape in the original Dreamcast version of the game. Many of the advertisements in the updated 2-battle GameCube version and its HD re-release are alternate versions of images from the original Dreamcast version. For example, the Sonic Team advertisement has an image of Sonic on the beach instead of Sonic grinding on a rail with his soap shoes. In the original Dreamcast version, Chaos Cola is actually called Chaos Soda. The ad for Chaos Soda in the Dreamcast version is actually blue instead of red, and instead of "Here we go," the tagline is Primal Venom. Maybe Primal Venom is a different flavor of Chaos Soda. There's this ad here for Emerald Knotwork, which I guess is some sort of website. Emerald Knotwork ads are in 2-battle, but they don't show the URL or anything else on the ad besides the logo, so I wasn't sure what it even was until I saw the Dreamcast version. The Playing SA2 is Habit Forming poster says, "Don't turn off your DC," instead of just "don't turn off." The DC of course stands for Dreamcast. Obviously they weren't going to keep a reference to a Sega console on a GameCube game. There's a different Knights ad in the Dreamcast version. This time it's not for a hotel, it's just a picture of Knights with some words on it like "Let's fly." I wonder what exactly is being advertised here. Is it just Knights as a person? The ad for the 10th Item Box Expo is actually an ad for the 10th Spring Festival in the original Dreamcast version. That's actually pretty funny. Although, I do think the idea of having an expo for specifically item boxes with 10 rings in them is funnier than this. The original Dreamcast version has an ad for what looks like the theatrical release of Chow in Space 2. So I guess Chow in Space 2 wasn't a direct-to-DVD film. My apologies for the disrespect. Also, apparently this is a Sonic Team film? Is Sonic Team like a movie production company in the Sonic universe? Finally, let's talk about some Dreamcast exclusive advertisements. There's this ad that says, "Got ring?" Of course, being a reference to the iconic Got Milk ads that started in the 90s. There's this one ad for Pizza Sonic 2, which looks like some sort of local pizza restaurant with the catchphrase, "It's the sauce." Wait, so where is Pizza Sonic 1? Also, how does Sonic feel about all these companies using his name and likeness for their advertisements? I mean, he's got to be at least a little mad he's not seeing a single ring from all this. The last Dreamcast exclusive ad is for the elusive original Chow in Space. That's right, Chow in Space 1. And it's even got a collector's edition. Apparently, the future is in this disc. But there you have it. That's all of the advertisements from the City Escape City. It was fun to look at them all and see how they changed over the years. However, I think it's time we end the video. So, thanks for watching, y'all, and have a great rest of your... Wait, am I forgetting something? Right, City Escape City did return in Sonic Generations, and there were actually a few new ads in this version of the city. There's this one for Charmy Bee's Sweet Honey Butter. I don't really know how a 6-year-old has a honey butter business, but hey, I respect the hustle, Charmy. Actually, now that I think about it, why do I have a feeling that Vector is probably the mastermind behind this business? Speaking of the Chaotix, there's actually an ad for the Chaotix Detective Agency, with the tagline, "Are you sure you want to know?" Seems a bit too serious and foreboding for the Chaotix. Speaking of Sonic characters with their own businesses, apparently Tails has his own smartphone company called Tails Mobile. Supposedly you should get one when your smartphone needs to be really smart. They also come in a few different colors, which is nice. Good job, Tails. There's another ad that reads, "Chili Pup Hottest Dog in Town." I don't know. In the Sonic universe where there are tons of anthropomorphic animals, eating a hot dog with a cute face on it seems wrong. Speaking of things that are wrong, there's another Chow in Space ad. This one is also for Chow in Space 2, but it has the subtitle "Perfect Chaos Strikes Back." Is this like a remake of the original Chow in Space 2? Because the original movie didn't have a subtitle. Also, at least from what I could see from the poster, Perfect Chaos wasn't in Chow in Space 2. He was in Planet of the Chaos. So did they just shoehorn him into the remake to make more money? But here's the thing. That's not even the most egregious part of this movie. The craziest thing is that this is a film by Sonic the Hedgehog. So, Sonic is just out here casually making movies in his free time? What is he, a director, a writer, a producer? Apparently, Sonic even got his buddies to help him with the film, because if we look at the bottom here, we see credits for a bunch of people. You've got the staples like Amy, Knuckles, and Tails. You've got some of the side characters like Silver, Blaze, and Cream, but then you've also got some deeper cuts like Chip, Emerald, and Marine the Raccoon. Wait, Tikal? Isn't Tikal, dead? She's like this spirit thing that guides you in Adventure 1. How did they get her a role in this movie? Also, somehow Sonic managed to get Shadow and Eggman to be in this film, which I find really surprising. The last advertisements are a handful of different posters. One is a missing persons poster for Ray the Flying Squirrel and Mighty the Armadillo, who've been MIA since 1993. Have you seen them? Well, yeah, actually I have. There are also some wanted posters. One is for the greatest Sonic character ever, aka Knack the Weasel, aka Fang the Sniper, who is wanted for theft and extortion. There's also a wanted poster with both Bark the Polar Bear and Bean the Dynamite on it, and both of them are considered armed and dangerous. Wow, the Sonic universe doesn't play around. Alright, I promise this time, it's the end of the video. So, thanks for watching y'all, and have a great rest of your day. Okay, actually, there's a couple of things I need to talk about. If we look at the map of Sonic Adventure 2, we see 4 levels next to Sonic's City Escape: Radical Highway, Mission Street, Route 101, and Route 280. All 4 of these levels take place on the highways leading to City Escape City. I'm not entirely sure where the city line is, so I'm not fully sure if these levels are considered a part of the city where City Escape takes place, so just to be safe, I'm going to talk about the advertisements in these levels too. It'll be quick, I promise. So in the kart racing levels, Route 101 and Route 280, there are a few different ads. We've got another Sonic Team ad in this level. There's this one with a picture of a child that looks like it's drunk that says, "Drive Safety." Might be another case of bad English there. There's another ad that says, "Born to be Fast." There's an ad for different types of tires here. They've got everything from normal circle tires to square tires to triangular tires. There's this ad for Sonic Spin Wheel, which I guess is some sort of really high-end car wheel. Also, it's got Sonic Team branding on it. So, do Sonic Team make movies and car wheels in this universe? Speaking of, I didn't mention earlier that the Dreamcast Nights ad also has Sonic Team branding on it. So maybe they're in cahoots with the Knights Hotel too. Here's an interesting ad in Mission Street, specifically the Dreamcast version of Mission Street. This ad is for some sort of taco spot called Samba de Taco, obviously in reference to Samba de Amigo, a rhythm game made by the IRL Sonic team. Finally, there's this ad for the Child Kindergarten. At least there's an ad for something actually positive in the world, like education, instead of just mindless consumerism. Let's move on to Radical Highway. Radical Highway doesn't have any exclusive advertisements as far as I'm aware, but it does have blimps with advertisements for Got Ring and soap. Speaking of soap, there is a slightly different soap poster with a different color scheme in this level. Also, in this level, we can actually see what the Knights Hotel looks like. It's got this huge light-up statue of Knights' head, which is pretty awesome. You can also see Sonic Team buildings in this level. Now it's time for the last level of the day, Mission Street. This level also has a slightly different soap poster and this wanted sign for Tails. Technically it's not an ad, but I already talked about the wanted posters in Generation, so it wouldn't be fair if I didn't mention this one. This wanted sign is awesome. Tails has a bounty of 1 million, which I assume is 1 million rings. They also have a description with some details about Tails. Date of birth, none. Hair, fox brown, haha. Place of birth, none. Eyes, blue. Height, small. Complexion, fox. Okay, that's actually pretty funny. Weight, light. Sex, male. Build, small. Race, fox. Occupations, none. Dang, Tails, you need a job, buddy. Nationality, none. There's this one last ad I want to talk about, and it can be seen in the Bigfoot boss battle after City Escape. I wasn't exactly sure where this level takes place, but I'm pretty sure it is in City Escape, just at nighttime. There's this big ad for Phantasy Star Online, another Sonic Team game IRL. The ad is slightly different in the Dreamcast and 2 battle versions. I'm not well versed enough in Phantasy Star Online details to tell you who the characters are on the ad, but they're definitely arranged differently in the 2 battle version compared to the original. There are some slightly different variations of ads in some of the levels, like this Chaos Soda sign that doesn't have the tagline on it, but in terms of actually unique ads, we're done. That's it, there are no more ads in City Escape. If you're interested in watching other videos where I explore and talk about different levels in video games, I have a whole playlist you can check out. If you're interested in Sonic stuff, I got plenty of those videos too. But anyways, for real this time, Thanks for watching, y'all, and have a great rest of your day.